All right, there we go. I will let some people gather in here. I know that the NBA Finals is over probably by now, and was gonna stream a little bit earlier, but then realized that was happening. And also, I was watching the Phillies game, and then I put on the finals, and I was like, "This is over." So I came down here and started doing some other things. And thank you for joining in here. Let's let some people gather in. Update this. Done. There you go. Uh, this is better. Why don't we try this? There we go. There's that. That's fixed. Saved. Here. Your channel. Blah blah blah. Nope. 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 Good lord. There we go. Oh, what's up, zombie? You are first. You actually beat me in here, trying to get all this up on the dash here. How you doing, man? What have you been up to? I will add the thumbnail later. Whoops. Eight. Um, good. Good to see you're good. Were you watching the finals or anything? Or what were you up to? Um, let's see. First things first, I want to give a shout out to they're watching all of the Falcons fans who have been blowing up my channel and my Falcon videos. So thank you very much. You guys have been amazing. You and the YouTube algorithm love Michael Penix Jr. and the Falcons, and really anything Falcons, but Michael Penix Jr. is a very hot item, and I wish all of my videos blew up like that one. I mean, for me, for a small channel, getting tens of thousands of impressions, pretty cool. So thank you very much. I know I got a lot of new subscribers from the last couple Falcons videos, so I appreciate you guys if you are watching or if you watch this later. Yeah, OKC won. I know Halliburton, I think, went down early. I saw that um, after I turned the game on, but it was like the third quarter when I finally stopped watching the Phillies game, and TJ McConnell was going off, but it wasn't enough. So it is what it is. Congratulations to OKC. I haven't really followed basketball that much. I feel like I don't understand how these two teams are in the finals, given some of the teams in past years of what was out there. Whatever. But we're talking about football, and then talking about the title of this fixing slow sim. So I mentioned before, and you will see this in week 8. I'm almost done the week 8 games, which will be uploaded starting tomorrow. Where if you followed along with what slow sim gaming had you do, where you would reset the sliders, go into the game, and then back out, and then back into the game. I stopped doing that, um, and it seemed like it fixed two issues. Now, this could all be like because of the matchups. It's only 1 week, but home teams are winning more. That's a good thing. And interceptions are down. Seeing there are some bad performances, but it's not. I feel like we have lesser interceptions. A couple games where um they're not. To me, the sim isn't using the interception as a way of slowing down offenses and dictating games. So you're seeing guys not throw any interceptions or maybe one, and outcomes of games are, you know, not being scripted that way. I feel like with the way things were, sometimes the interception was like a scripted thing. Like we're gonna try even out records. Just that's a tinfoil hat. I think sometimes they try to even out the records to make things more interesting. So if you see a 5-3 team versus a 3-4 team, well, the 3-4 team's gonna win because it's a little more interesting. That's just my tinfoil hat. But anyway, we'll see a lot more better gameplay in week 8. I'm pretty happy about it. Week 8 bye teams, there's only two, Bills and Ravens. And in week 7 we had the Commanders, Cowboys, Panthers, Rams, Texans, and Vikings on bye. So I flew through recording week 7, and I actually did a really good job getting through week 8. And this whole time I've been on vacation. I've been off for 2 weeks and I never didn't miss a beat. So I got a nice system down, and I'm able to get these out faster. And I had to make a decision where like I couldn't stick to the schedule of upload Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday night game Monday, stream, no video Wednesday. Like I gotta get it goes Thursday night football, 4 games, 4 games, 4 games, or whatever. So I gotta get what is that 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I gotta get the games out 4 or 5 days. Stream to break up the weeks, and then no off day. So everything's gonna be a little off schedule. Just try to get through this as fast as possible before Madden 26 comes out. And there you go. So we're done staring at a screen here. Let's get into this game. Chicago playing back-to-back Thursday night games shouldn't happen, but it is Madden. It makes up its own schedule. The Giants get a big win. I was really pulling for the Bears here. I want to see them get back into it. Caleb Williams, 4 interceptions, not great. I believe he got fixed for week number 8, and he did change his throwing motion. I think it helped him for sure. They ran the ball. They did run the ball, which is pretty good. They're in that Pittsburgh offense, and yeah, Caleb Williams. It's amazing. Caleb Williams is far better player than one rookie quarterback that is 65 overall on the Steelers, who will not be named because he's no longer the starter. Rest in peace, Will Howard. Oh, I named him. Um, yeah, it's amazing that I can't get Caleb Williams to play better than a 65 overall quarterback. Makes no sense, but could be abilities. If he doesn't turn it around, he will lose his abilities. I did have the Chargers. Big changes for them in week 8. Um, speaking of a player losing their abilities, it helped. Sometimes you get the wrong abilities on there, it's not good. But Bears did not pull us out. Defense let them down. Caleb Williams really let them down. So we got to work on the Bears. They should be better than this. Russell Wilson just doing what he's got to do. Let the defense do its job, which it did. Giants big turnover producers. Didn't run the ball though. This is like one of the worst weeks they did running the ball. Neighbors and Theo Johnson's just kind of steady. But it's all about that defense. I mean, they're good for like 2, 3 interceptions a game, and here they got 4. So tough defense to throw against. Love the Giants defense and their playbook. Bills Eagles. I'm not upset about this as an Eagles fan. I really need the Bills to get back into this. And it was good to see. Josh Allen has been playing very well of late. Let's see. Since we changed things around on him, eh, they they are 2-3 and 2-1. 2 out of 3, I should say. But they're 2-1 since making some major changes. They're in the Minnesota playbook. What actually, since they've been in Minnesota, that would make it one, two. Yeah, they're 3-1 since getting into Minnesota, and then Josh Allen has significantly cut down on his turnovers. And right now, Allen has Truz, agile extender, gutsy scrambler, fast break, roaming deadeye, dashing deadeye, uh, 3/4 four throwing motion, and conservative. I'm not really a fan of 3/4 four. Someone told me it was a really good one, and I think they meant over the top four because over the top four is what Joe Burrow has, and anyone that I put on over the top four seems to improve. So over the top four might be the throwing motion that we all want, and then if not that, over the top two. But I've seen some players play good with over the top two, some don't. So one of the two, I would definitely recommend as a throwing motion for your quarterback. Uh, One problem here, they did not rush the ball enough. I mean, but it is what it is. I mean, when you combine Josh Allen's running, it makes it okay. Keon Coleman really gave the Eagles a problem. So they could not stop him. He tore up some players there, and then really bad game for one Jalen Hurts. But the Bills really needed this. The Eagles, they could afford a loss there, but they're in a tight one with the Giants, who we just saw win. Then you have the Jets with to me, a surprising win over the Patriots. I really thought we fixed the Patriots. And Justin Fields, 25 attempts, playing well. Brees Hall, 17 rushes for 23 yards. Yikes. But Garrett Wilson continued to catch big passes. Brees Hall, big plays in the passing game. Just played solid. That Atlanta playbook's really hot right now because Atlanta's playing very well and the Jets are playing very well. And you, Sauce Gardner, if you have a top quarterback and slows corner, if you have a top corner and slows him, I mean, you can't throw anything near them. Good God. And then we can check it with the New England side of the ball here. Drake May still broken. Still working on him. I mean, they're running the ball, but I don't know. Maybe I'm really thinking about going back to their original offense on week 1, which was the Saints, so we can get some more passing to Travion Henderson, and more, just as many rush attempts for one Ramondre Stevenson, who is the leader in touchdowns right now. He is the leader in touchdowns, which was my bet to do that this year in the league. Well, in this Madden simulation. Defense is playing all right. They're in the Giants' defense. It's just gotta fix Drake May. He's Drake maybe, maybe good, maybe not. As corny as that is. And then you got Cincinnati. They are now a defensive team. Joe Burrow is he's he's been nuked. Not yeah, he's been was it nuked, nerfed a little bit. He's in the Giants' offense, and not putting up ridiculously crazy stats, which is good to see. They need to run the ball more. We're working on that. Hopefully, a scheme change will do that for them. But their defense just sack animal. Shamar Stewart and Trey Hendrickson. One of them is going off every week. So, and the Browns, they're just kind of a 500 squad. But sure, Sanders will have as good games as bad games. They're still running the ball very, very well. Good to see. So they'll get better as Shador gets better for sure. Mason Graham, I think, is starting to come on a little bit. And Grant Delpit is one of the leaders in interceptions. I mean, 6'3" safety. So good to see there. Um, kind of saw this one coming, but high scoring. Lamar Jackson, I believe, put up a lot of points in the fourth quarter. Really cut this game close. We'll start with Kansas City side. Patrick Mahomes, 324 yards passing, 3 passing touchdowns, no interceptions, only 27 attempts. It's good to see. Pacheco, 16 rush attempts, 60 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That's I'll take that. It's way better than them being the Chiefs offense. That's for sure. They are in the Jaguars and they're looking pretty good. I mean, they're still feeding who they got to feed. A bunch of the rookies are starting to come on. Ashton Gillette, I guess that's how you say his name. Galletti, I don't know. Gillette. Omar Norman Lott. Um, uh, they're doing very well. They're starting to come along there. So good for the Chiefs. They needed a win, and that kind of like evened them out with record wise with the Ravens. Only Lamar is a absolute fantasy freak. 405 yards passing, 4 passing touchdowns, 5 rush attempts, and a rushing touchdown. So if you had this man in fantasy this week, you did very well. But they need to feed Derrick Henry more. Henry. I keep saying Henry. I'm off. I'm off with my speaking. It's late. It's too late for me. I'm a morning person. But I wanted to get this in. So it is what it is. Derrick Henry did catch a 70-yard pass in pretty much garbage time. I'm wondering if I should put them in a different offense. I wonder if Philly might do them good. Just I don't know. It's a thought. I was thinking either Bills or the Ravens could use Philly. We need a AFC team to grab Philly. Philly's got the Saints playing well above where they should be. Falcons coming off a win, get a layup at home against Arizona. Cards are bad, man. It's partly their quarterback and Trey Benson sucks. Connor's too slow now. They're not feeding Marvin Harrison. I'm thinking they're going to fire their coach. It's going to be a little scenario that we're going to have play out, and they're going to get a new playbook going at soon. And when there's a firing, yes, and I think it might be a banned playbook. We need we need to get a change here. I don't know, just to make things interesting. They need to be more competitive. Right now, they are not competitive at all, and that's not going to work. But Michael Penix Jr. in this Falcons offense looks great. Only 30 attempts, still has 4 passing touchdowns for 293 yards, and 19 carries. Algier, Robinson combined for that. Penix only had 1 carry for 2 yards. Pitts 6 for 96. Mooney, good to see. So I got Pitts and Warner doing my man Alex thing here. So when they're in a single back formation that has 3 wide receivers, I put Pitts in the slot and Warner at starting tight end. And then when they are in shotgun, um, Pitts is the starting tight end there. So uh, it's working. it's working pretty darn good in my opinion. You got a Ray McLeod touchdown out of nowhere. Drake London, after what having 4 touchdowns last game, he catches another one. Their defense is balling. Jalen Walker is great. James Pierce. Falcons are balling, and the schedule doesn't hurt whatsoever. And then this was just absolutely awful. I mean, the Dolphins have a good playbook defensively, I believe, and they're offensively they're in the Falcons to get them or not the Falcons, the Cardinals to get them to run the ball more. But we have not been able to fix Justin Herbert, and I will tell you, we fixed him in Week 8. We did. He was like running too much. Look at this, 5 carries for 60 yards. Who does he think he is? Huh? And that took away from, a lot of read. He was keeping the ball in the read option stuff. So, really surprising result for the Chargers. I mean, they're offensively, they're great, but as far as Madden rating goes, they are not as good on their interior defensive line, according to Madden ratings. So, we got to fix them. Yeah, they need to be fixed on defense. It's kind of the same problem that the Commanders have. Really low rating on defense. Tua looked great, and they ran the ball very, very nicely. This is what we wanted. They needed to run the ball and play defense. Westbrook Akine, he is he is a Madden sim god, I think. I mean, he's played very well when he's been put in the lineup. It must be a height weight thing because he's 6'2", 211, and he's not like a high as overall, but he's their best wide receiver over Hill and Waddle. I mean, Hill's been catching long passes lately, but that's about it. And defensively, they got some nice pieces on the defensive line, but you cannot throw Jalen Ramsey's way. And it was just lights out for Justin Herbert. Awful, just awful. So I'm glad we got him fixed in Week 8 finally. Tennessee over the Raiders. This was Aiden O'Connell's swan song as he was his last game. He did all he could. He got to this with this loss. They were 3-4, so he kept them in it. Good to see for Aiden O'Connell. 2 interceptions hurt him. Ashton Genty, that's what we want to see. He's still carrying the ball a lot. The Raiders are in the Seattle offense. Jack Beck, 3 touchdowns, baby. How about that? It sucks they lost because I took away the storyline of Jack Beck catching 3 touchdowns. But he is their best wide receiver. Max Crosby, 3 sacks. Oh, and I believe was it this game? Yes, we had 2 catches. We had a Dante Thornton sighting. He got elevated here a little bit, so that's good to see. Of course, Max Crosby's a beast, but it was Cam Ward who's starting to come on a little bit. 24 of 29, 291 yards passing, 3 passing touchdowns. He also had 76 yards on the ground and a rushing touchdown. So Cam Ward's doing very nice in this Titans offense. And hey, man, the backs ran it 19 times. Love to see it. Treylon Burks, he's starting to come on a little bit. Yeah, Josh Wiley game. What's his name got hurt? Okonkwo. But I think Alec Emanor is their leading receiver still. Calvin Ridley's just kind of like there, steady. Not really worth his contract, but he's there. Really good win for the Tennessee Titans in week number 7. And then, this Indy playbook is so good. This is one of the best QB rushing, overall rushing attacks there is. And Anthony Richardson is playing great. 26 of 30, 329 yards. Only 14 carries for Johnny Taylor, but Anthony Richardson kept it 8 times. Keeping it on those read options, so they'll take away a carry or two from John Taylor. Um, Big game for Tyler Warren and Josh Downs. Great in the slot. At least once a week, one of these wide receivers is going off, if not two of them. And then just the rushing attack. Their defense is really good. Both playbooks seem to be really good for the Colts. Brock Purdy. This is a good game stat wise. Like not having all these interceptions to control the game. Only 18 carries. Well, not only, but 18 carries is a lot, but only 53 yards for 2.9 at Christian McCaffrey. So this Colts offense just controlled the game and kept the ball, and the defense got the 49ers off the field very quickly. So really good win there for Indianapolis. They're, I think, the best team record-wise in the NFL, which is great. And then I would say that going into this game, this is a surprising result, but it's Sam Darnold. The Saints are in the Eagles playbook because they have their head coach is the former offensive coordinator from the Eagles, so he brought over the Eagles offense. And Spencer Rattler is playing very, very well. Alvin Kamara, not the highest average, but he gets his 15 plus carries a game. Spencer Rattler, you know, pushes double digits sometimes, carries. Actually, I don't think he ever hit double digit carries in a game, but he does very well putting up yards in when he rushes the ball. Um, and the defense is balling for them. Isaiah Foskey, big game for him. Finally doing what people thought he would when he was drafted in the second round, coming out of Notre Dame. Really productive there. So good there for Saints fans. And then a game real interested in here, pulling for Jacksonville. Love Denver. But the Jags are on a bit of a losing streak. And Trevor Lawrence isn't playing that well. And I'm not going to beat him up for only having 14 carries for ETN. That's more of a game script thing. But right now, I think they might need a playbook change. I don't know. They're not. There are. I guess the first 4 games was just playing bad teams because Trevor Lawrence was awesome. Maybe he needs to be adjusted a little bit. We'll look into that going forward. Bo Nix, my boy, 25 of 28 for 226 yards, 2 passing touchdowns, and an interception. So pretty good stats there. We got 14 carries from Harvey, 1 from Estime. Jaleel McLaughlin got a carry. Fullback got a carry. Bo Nix, 4 for 11. Excuse me. Vele, the slot man. Courtland Sutton, all catching touchdowns. Evan Ingram got hurt in this game, so that's why he's only has 5 for 47. So we're finally keeping him in check. Madden. And Patrick Surtain is working on another Defensive Player of the Year. And then, how about this on Sunday Night Football? Tampa Bay with a huge win. Baker Mayfield and the Buccaneers are big game hunters. Baker, 4 touchdowns and an interception, but 289 yards. Rashad White, 13 carries for half a yard a carry. God, Bucky Irving, way better. But I don't know. Maybe we give Bucky Irving some more formations over Rashad White. What do we say? Mike Evans, 8 for 89 and 2, big game for him. Buka caught a touchdown. Otten had a big game. Of course, Chris Godwin's great. If you're gonna beat the Lions, you got to outscore them and play some defense. So this is the worst game of the season for Jared Goff. Obviously, the leader in yards, 4 interceptions, but he kept firing. Of course, they didn't run the ball. They're just not running the ball. Doesn't matter what playbook I put them in. They might have to get another change because they're not running the ball enough. And then the final game, Green Bay against Pittsburgh. Aaron Rodgers at home, the second game with the Pittsburgh Steelers because he wasn't on the team yet, but now he's on the team. And it looked like he was going to choke this one away, and then at the very end, grab victory. And he beat his old team. Yes, he beat the Packers. Good game for Jordan Love, kind of. They're still not running the ball. That sucks. Matthew Golden had a huge game, but the NFC North, besides the Lions, they all suck badly, and that could be like teams don't always make the playoffs back to back years. There's those three teams that, with the Lions, Vikings, and um, Packers here. We'll see how they do in real life in the NFL. But Aaron Rodgers looks great. Love the Steelers' offense and slow sim. Jalen Warren very effective, but they just didn't get enough attempts. But that's the Aaron Rodgers effect. He likes to audible out of runs to pass a little bit more. Still, maybe. Pat Fryermuth 10 for 113. Metcalf 5 for 19. Calvin Austin, what the hell? 5'9", 162. He's like one of the top 10 wide receivers in the league, I think. Roman Wilson looks very good at times. Of course, Jalen Warren also caught a touchdown. Defensively, we got them playing a little bit better, but they're still giving up points. So that wraps up week number 7. What's let's talk about week 8 real quick before we move on to award winners from week 6, and then look at stats. Cowboys Commanders on Thursday Night Football. That looks like a real good one. I mean, as much as I'm with the Cowboys again, I think from my viewership, Commanders getting back into it is way better. Patriots Bengals. That's a real good one. We gotta see if we can fix Drake May at all to give the Bengals a game. Dolphins Jets. That's a pretty important game. Um, Typical Dolphins. Start off hot, and they're starting to fade as the weeks get colder and colder. Texans Colts, real important one there. Texans need the win to get back into the race of the division in the playoffs. Giants Chiefs, big test for that Giants defense on the road against the Chiefs. Another big test for the Buccaneers on the road against the Eagles. So we'll see how much of a big game hunter the Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield are. Also, Eagles have had a hard time the last couple years playing the Buccaneers playoffs or regular season. So we're gonna get all we can get out of Baker Mayfield, and that Eagles defense really needs to step up. Chargers Jaguars. Chargers are reeling. I mean, so are the Jaguars. They're on a losing streak. This Jags can afford to lose. Chargers cannot. So the Jags started off 4-0, and they're really shit in the bed, and the Chargers just desperately need a win. And we fixed a little bit. We fixed one. Justin Herbert. Browns Vikings. That's a real interesting one. Two teams that run the ball a lot. Pulling for the Browns. Another good viewership uh, algorithm title is when the Browns win, and using that Shedeur Sanders name. Real good there. Falcons get another layup on paper on the road against the Panthers. Panthers just don't have it, man. Uh, Maybe they're better in real life, but they're not in Madden. They could be in for a playbook change. Steelers Bears, that's a great one. Bears are desperate, but Steelers are great, great playbook, and Aaron Rodgers playing great. He's gonna be all pumped. It is a short week for him, but we'll see what happens. Titans Seahawks. Cam Ward's heating up, and what's his name on Seattle is Sam Darnold, he's not great. Raiders, Broncos. Oh, I can't wait for this one. I love the Raiders. I love the Broncos. I love both these teams, the playbooks they're in, and all that stuff. So that's a great division game. Highly looking forward to Saints 49ers. Um, Saints are tough, man. Tougher than we thought they would be. Lions, Packers. I mean, the Lions and the Colts could be the two best teams if the Lions win this. One on the NFC, one on the AFC. I know the Eagles will have a lot to say to that, but the Lions are just so good. And then Rams, Cardinals. I would like to see the Rams get back into this a little bit. They need a win, and they kind of get a cookie on the road on Monday Night Football. But you never know who's going to show up on either side. So that's the look at Week 8. Some really good games. As I mentioned before, only two teams are on by, and that's the Ravens, who are going to be picking up Jair Alexander because they did that in real life, and the Bills. Let's look at some stats and award winners. In season awards, Michael Penix Jr. That's 2 weeks in a row. He won Offensive Player of the Week for the NFC. So the first week he won it, he got +3 in awareness, and now he's got +5 in awareness for Michael Penix. He wins another Offensive Player of the Week. He will get +10 awareness and move up to superstar. Jack Campbell made it. Lamar Jackson, that is another um, offensive player of the week. So he's banking them because he's maxed out at overall. So he has two banks of upgrades, and we just got to pick a player to give that to. And I still haven't done that yet. Jalen Ramsey, he's also AFC Defensive Player of the Year. So I think he wasn't maxed out. So he did get +3 to his awareness. I think he's like at a 98, 97 or 98 overall in his awareness now. He's just so good. Stats wise, look around the NFL here. Jared Goff, leader in yards over Mahomes. Cam Ward, Joe Burrow, Jordan Love, Lamar Jackson, and Russell Wilson of all people. Touchdown wise, Jared Goff 23 and 10, Patrick Mahomes 19 and 10, Bo Nix 18 and 10. These are some numbers you really like to see. Aiden O'Connell even got 16 and 6. Joe Burrow 15 and 9. Trevor Lawrence, even though he's having a rough go right now, he's 14 and 6. Penix is doing really well at 14 and 6. I mean, Cam Ward's a rookie, so you kind of get that. Jordan Love's a real big disappointment. Russell Wilson taking care of the ball. Caleb Williams needs. I mean, he just threw 4 picks, so he was, like 10 and 5 or something like that, or 11 and 5. So he's got a little wiggle room. And Justin Fields, you expect him to turn the ball over a little bit. Spencer Rattler, same thing. But 12 and 8, that's pretty good. Jaden Daniels, fine. Lamar Jackson's fine. Baker needs to get better. Jalen Hurts, he just had his rough game, but he was like 9 and 1 on touchdowns, I think. Will Howard, rest in peace, still 10 and 4. Prescott sucks. Purdy's taking care of the ball. Anthony Richardson, you expect that for 10-7. Stroud 9 for 6. That's fine. So only two, like, Herbert's broken, and we fixed him. Cam Ward's fine. Drake May's broken. We still gotta fix him. Sam Darnold sucks. Matthew Stafford's terrible. So these players right here, Love, Stafford, Darnold, May, Ward's fine, Herbert, they need to be fixed in my opinion, and we're doing our best. Attempts wise, you got Barkley, even though he had a bye already. Kamara, Travis Etienne. I haven't made any changes to Etienne, and he plays great, man. He's got balance beam, backfield master, and short and elite, and he runs so good. He's really great with what he's got. Of course, you got Johnny Taylor with 104 carries, Genty 102, Judkins, Trey Benson. Trey Benson 2.8. I mean, that's the real big problem with the Cardinals. If they could get any kind of average out of Benson. That'd be awesome. Yards wise, Barkley, Kenneth Walker, who's great, Genty. I mean, Walker and Genty are in the same playbook, and they're top three in yards. Etienne, Johnny Taylor, Brees Hall does a lot with a little. R.J. Harvey, touchdown leaders, Ramondre, Josh Allen, Anthony Richardson, Pacheco. How about Pacheco? They don't run the ball enough, but Pacheco has 6 rushing touchdowns. Receiving wise, still Evan Ingram. I'm gonna start fading him out. I'm gonna start making some formation changes. Same thing with like I do with what is it? I mean, it might. I don't know what it'll do to his numbers, but Evan Ingram when they're in single back under center and it's a 3 um, wide receiver set, he's gonna go into the slot and see what that changes. Too many tight ends catching too many balls. It's not perfect, but we're working on it. JMO, great player. Just that speed and that size. What a deadly combination. Chris Godwin, DK Metcalf is a beast. Garrett Wilson does a lot with a little, just like his teammate. Only 32 catches and he has 619 yards. 2 players you would not think you'd see here: Wan'Dale Robinson and Calvin Austin. Touchdown wise, Amon Ra 8, JMO 7. Teammates there: Rasheed Rice, Jack Beck, the rookie, DK, Calvin Austin, another big duo here in teammates. Drake London, defensively. Fred Warner is now the leader in tackles, followed by Drew Tranquil, Pratt, Zaire Franklin. So, where did he go? Oh, he's not showing up. That might not be true. I'm on the Raiders, so sometimes your players on defense don't show up in stats when you're on. So stupid, but Chin's up there. Max Crosby, leader in tackles for loss. Benito, Bosa, Trey Hendrickson, T.J. Watt. Sack leaders: Max Crosby, Benito, Jamar Stewart, Trey Hendrickson. Teammates right there: T.J. Watt, Bosa, Surtain. He's so sick. Grant Delpit's playing well. How about Clark Phillips? Those are the individual player stats. Let's look at how the team stats are. Offensively, total offense. The Lions, Steelers, Chiefs, Ravens, Titans. The bottom half, the Rams are awful. Jesus, they can't run the ball. Panthers suck. They can't run the ball. McCarthy, he's killing the Vikings. Browns. I mean, they're like a 500 club, and they're in the bottom half. The Eagles, they're doing so well because of their defense. Points per game, Chiefs. Look at passing leaders. I mean, we already know who they are, but rushing leaders, because you got to factor in the running backs and the quarterbacks. Colts are number 1, followed by Steelers, Eagles, Raiders, Chargers, Seahawks. I mean, these are all the best rushing playbooks. Saints are in the Eagles, Ravens. What? Points wise, Chiefs, Ravens, Steelers, Lions, Raiders. Bottom 5. Yeah, these are some bad teams. Except the Browns are 3-3. Chargers, they should be way better. Passing touchdowns. There you go. The Lions way ahead of everybody. Patriots suck. Rushing touchdowns wise, 3-way tie between the Patriots, Colts, and Ravens. These teams need to get better in the red zone. Jeez. Chiefs, most first downs. Broncos, Steelers, Lions, Jaguars, Bears. Defensively, let's look at the defense. Browns have given up the fewest total yards, followed by the Seahawks, Eagles, Panthers, and Dolphins. The Raiders have given up the most, followed by the Cardinals, followed by the Lions. So you got some teams that are sporting some good records, giving up a lot of passing yards. I would say, yeah. I mean, that's gonna happen when you're up on teams. They got to pass a lot, so excuse things a little bit. Eagles can't pass on them, nor the Browns. Rams, man, their defense is good. Their offense just needs to catch up. I guess Stafford's just an old man. Can't do it. Rush wise, can't run on the Steelers or Vikings or Texans or Panthers or Seattle or the Colts. Most points, how about least points given up to Dolphins, Eagles, Texans, Falcons, Colts. Most points, Chargers, Chiefs. Ugh. Most sacks, the Bengals, followed by the Saints, Eagles, Ravens, 49ers. Least, the Rams, Texans, Jags, Bears. Most interceptions, the Giants, Jaguars, Dolphins, Colts, Cowboys, with 2 interceptions. Um, that's pretty much it. But let's recap a few things I said in the beginning. If you weren't here, about fixing the slow sim. Um, explain it again. I apologize if you're hearing this for a second time. Take a look here. Yeah. So in week 8, you will see a change, and I think it's a good change. If you use the Sim Gaming Network sliders and you're doing the offline, it tells you you have to reset the sliders, go into the play season game, back out, go back in, and you have to do that before every game. And that really wasn't working for me because I am on every team, so that was doing two things. I thought it was too many interceptions, teams weren't running the ball enough, so I guess three, and away teams were winning way too much. So, in my opinion, in week 8 when we made the change, home teams are winning more, but that's only 1 week. I mean, that could just be better teams are home. But I feel like most games have gone the way they should have. So it seems like more home teams won, and interceptions are down for the most part, and running's still kind of. I think it increased a little bit. So I think it's better now. I'm not going to start jumping on the away team yet. We'll see how a couple more weeks go of simming without resetting the sliders, because since both teams have the sliders, we'll go from there. And then the last thing I'll say was the first thing I said at the beginning of the stream was I wanted to give a big shout out and thank you to the Falcons fans and the algorithm of YouTube. My Falcons videos, those games, and Michael Penix's name in particular seems just whoo, go way off into the atmosphere, stratosphere, the algorithm of YouTube. The Falcons are and their fans are very heavily invested in seeing what's going on this coming season. So and it's great for me that they're on a nice winning streak and they have another cookie in week 8. So hopefully I get another big boost in subscribers and views for those videos. And I will continue to try to find ways to get other games and teams to catch on. But right now, Falcons fans are absolutely tearing it up, and I know I got a lot of loyal subscribers, so thank you very much. I'm growing every day, and I can't thank you enough for all your views and uh, all your comments. And if you're a fan of a team and you want to see a change, a playbook change, a player moved up in the depth chart, anything, let me know. I'm open to everything. Like we got a lot. If you're new here, we have a lot of playbooks I've banned because they didn't throw or they were throwing too much and not running enough and stuff like that. So with that, I'm going to say goodnight. Thank you for watching, and I will see you tomorrow for Thursday Night Football, which is, I am already forgetting, the Dallas Cowboys at the Washington Commanders. So that game will drop at 8 o'clock tomorrow night. And I got two more games to record for week 8, and then it'll all be uploaded for you, and we'll start the whole process over. And I'll see you Saturday. I believe Saturday would be the next stream. And we will talk about week 8, and we will look ahead to week 9. So thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for subscribing. Um, Thank you for liking videos, comments. Again, appreciate you, and I will see you very soon.